So in last week's podcast, I talked about the idea of like why being overbooked is actually bad for you and bad for the client because you're not able to get long-lasting results. And I got some amazing feedback from a lot of massage therapists from all over the country that were like, hey, this makes sense from what you're saying. I'm having the same problem and I really don't know what to do. I want to make that change, but I'm afraid to go down to a shorter treatment because people might leave, but I'm kind of stuck in this never-ending loop of doing too much treatment and not getting results. So in this podcast, what I broke down was why a 20-minute treatment session is better for your client. And I really broke it down into why it's better for the client in one criteria and why it's better for you as a practitioner and for the business. And I had an added bonus in there where I ranted a little bit about my dislike for physical therapists and when they bash soft tissue treatment. So I hope you guys enjoy the show. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Soft Tissue Revolution, the podcast. Dr. Matt Maggio here. Thank you so much for stopping by. I always say I'm very grateful for all our listeners and people that are willing to give me their most precious resource every week, which is their time. I hope you're getting a lot out of the podcast and learning, changing your perspective on the idea that you can effectively fix a problem in less than 20 minutes, help more people. So we have a lot of new listeners to the podcast. So just to kind of, revamp what we do and explain it, basically what I'm trying to do is solve the pain pill epidemic by helping people that are injured and in pain get properly educated on their injuries and access to quality hands-on soft tissue treatment delivered by massage therapists, because soft tissue treatment is clearly the most effective method in treatment in the entire world to fix a musculoskeletal injury, and massage therapists are best equipped with that. So what I do is I teach massage therapists a new method that allows them to easily double their income all while working 50% less and being taken seriously as a healthcare provider. And that's what I share on this podcast, my journey of helping massage therapists go from being a service provider to a solutions provider. On last week's episode covered the idea of why being fully booked up is actually bad for your business. It's bad for your clients. It's bad for your results. I got a lot of really good feedback from a lot of other massage therapists out there. And I wanted to do the part 2 this week, the idea that 20-minute treatments are good for your client and they're even better for you. I kind of broke this down into two, categories: what's better for the client and what's better for you as a practitioner. So just a couple housekeeping notes. Our new training system just fully rolled out. It's completely free. I'm not trying to sell you anything. My idea is if I have something that you really like, then you'll want to work with me. But I'm basically giving you a deep dive into my system that really backs up my crazy claims that you can work 50% less and double your income. I know it sounds crazy, but you can. And I've had other people on the show and on the podcast that are doing that exact same thing that are massage therapists. Let's see here. I've been more active lately on Instagram and LinkedIn. I've always been pretty active on LinkedIn, but I've really gotten a little more active on Instagram. So if you haven't followed me on there, check me out. The other day I got into it with another physical therapist online. I shared it on my story the other day. I think physical therapists are just garbage. They don't really do anything. They bash soft tissue treatments. They ask you where your research is. They're kind of pricks, and I just hate dealing with them. And I try not to fight with them that much, but I do. I have a podcast where I actually went through and showed you how to handle people that bash soft tissue treatment. If you are a physical therapist and you're listening and you want to send me some hate, you can send that to physical therapy is garbage. And so are you at thepeakmethod.com. Just clear that up. All right, let's get right into the podcast. So why 20-minute treatments are good for the client and even better for you as a practitioner. Let's get it from the client standpoint. So first off, they can get on with their life and not waste their time for their injury. What we tend to forget about is that the thing in life that we have the least renewable resource is our time. We all have the same amount of time. And I always say, if you can fix a problem 3 times faster than someone else, aren't you 3 times more valuable? And a lot of people are busy. A lot of people want to get a resolution for their injury, but they just can't make the time to do that. They're like, hey, shit, I know I should go get a massage. I know I should go get treated, but I don't have an hour. I don't have an hour and a half of my time. If you can cater your message to people that are busier, people that want to actually get fixed, it's going to be better for them. It's better for the client because now they can get on with their day. And I know you're like, you get stuck in that mindset yourself as a practitioner of like trading your time for money. And that's just never going to be sustainable and scalable. And I talked about that in the last podcast, but basically, yeah, the client can get in, they can get out. That's what our methods teach and show you how to do that, where you're just getting in there and you're doing an injury specific functional based treatment and they can get on with the rest of their day and they're able to commit. They're able to come in more often. They can come in twice a week when it's only a 20 or 30-minute appointment as opposed to an hour and a half. They don't have to change. They don't have to derobe or whatever you say. We teach everything where it's more of a functional clinical based type of treatment. Now, I get it. Relaxation, we're like, well, people need to relax and they want to do that. Relaxation is totally fine. And if that's what you want to do, that's totally fine as well. But there's more people out there that actually want to get their injury resolved naturally. There's more people that are in pain and discomfort than actually just want to like come and unwind. And if you want to be that unwind person, be that spa-like stuff, that's totally fine. But this podcast is not for you. We're talking about the injury specific type of people that want their problem solved. What else do I got? Oh, I made some notes. So they can stay the fuck off pain pills and off the surgeon's table, not have to go to hour-long PT sessions that don't do anything. Like I said, the goal of my whole revolution and why I want to work with massage therapists and get quality hands-on soft tissue treatment so we can keep people the hell off pain pills, injections, and surgeries. And you can fix their problem. Conservative care sucks too. I talk about this all the time. When massage therapists take a backseat to physical therapists, who I think are absolute garbage, I'm just going to continue to be louder about that. Nothing of value what they do. They're just doing exercises. They pretend they're doing soft tissue. They're not doing anything. I have my doctorate in chiropractic. I've been very adamant about why chiropractic doesn't work. I don't do adjustments. It's all about soft tissue. So it just helps keep people away from that, because then what happens is people do these worthless treatments with PTs, with chiros, then they end up in injections, pain pills, and surgeries, and it makes it worse. They need quality hands-on soft tissue treatment first, performed by massage therapists, which is why I talk to massage therapists. So just to recap, it's better for the client because now they can get fixed. They can come in more often. They have more time. They don't feel like they're wasting their money on things that are like dubbed like relaxation or luxury. It's an essential type of service. They can stay off pain pills. They don't have to waste their time at physical therapy appointments that don't do much of anything. Now, why is it better for you? First off, less wear and tear on your body. That's my number one thing, is like, you're not going to be sustainable. I talked about this in the last podcast. If you're trying to do 7 or 8 hour-long massages, 4 or 5 days a week, you're not going to be able to last. And what we teach first is the idea of taking care of yourself as a practitioner. I show you proper body mechanics, how to functionally treat, how to use your body for leverage and things like that, so you can take the wear and tear off your body, because you can sit there and pretend that you can do this forever, but you're not going to be able to. You're beat the fuck up. At the end of the day, you're like, shit, I don't know if I can do this for another couple of years, because you're just redlining it and you're doing so much work. What else do I got? You get to make more money. Now, this is a really good thing. Making more money is a good thing because it gives you freedom in your life, freedom to not have to worry about paying your bills, working a second job. I'm amazed at how many massage therapists have second jobs, or they're trying to look for other sources of income. I just saw some bullshit article the other day on Massage Magazine about all these things you can do to supplement your income outside of massage therapy. I'm like, hey, why don't you just get really fucking good at what you do and charge more, and you're going to make more money. Money's okay, and you should have a good relationship with money, because if you're truly solving people's problems, you're helping them, you're taking them to the next level, you have a duty and obligation to get paid accordingly for what you do and not have to worry about your bills. I think every quality hands-on soft tissue therapist that's doing good work should easily make 6 figures working less than 25 hours a week. And I know that sounds like bullshit and it sounds like a lofty claim. You know what? It might be. It's only that because it actually takes work and takes a new type of paradigm shift in focusing on that. Once again, longevity in your career. You can do this longer. You're not beat up because you're taking care of your body. You're taking care of how you deliver treatment. It's more of a functional base. You're not just doing a bunch of shit and killing your body, working really hard. You're actually working smarter, not harder. Next one, you get to make a difference in people's lives. Think about that. You actually get to help people get their problem solved. One thing that I always say with our practitioners training in the peak method is you're never the first person that somebody sees. You're usually the last person. And we have criteria for people that come and see us. Like they have to have a specific problem, like a neck and shoulder or a low back problem. Number two, they've had to been dealing with it at least for 6 months. And number three, they've had to see multiple practitioners. So they know what shit is like. They know what shit is like out there when they got some moron that has no idea what's going on and did 60 visits of bullshit that doesn't work. And you get to make a difference when you can actually not only tell them what's wrong for the first time in their life with their injury, you can explain how you're going to be able to help it, how you're going to be able to fix it, and then you can actually fix it. And that totally changes people's lives. And lastly, you get to challenge yourself and be excited to go to work. No going through the motions. Think about this. You're probably going through the motions. And that sucks. When's the last time you really dove in and you started thinking like critically about what's going on, what's causing this problem, thinking about the anatomy, thinking about the nerves and everything like that? Are you just going through the motions? You're like, I start here, I go here, and I'm going through it. And you might be thinking a little bit, but you're not really thinking critically. And when you can actually wake up and you're challenged and you get to figure out what's wrong with people when other people can't, it's totally life-changing. And it changes not only your business and your practice, but it changes like your excitement level when you get up in the morning and you want to make a difference, because you get to keep people off pain pills and honestly save their lives and save them from treatment that doesn't work. Physical therapy doesn't work. Let's just be honest. Like we can sit here and try to play nice and be like, oh, well, it might help. It doesn't work because they don't want to use their hands. And lastly, the best bonus of all, and this is actually my favorite one because sometimes I can be a little vindictive, but it's okay. You get to get hated on by the physical therapists and chiropractors because your shit actually works and they're envious. It's great. They are going to be so fearful of you because you're actually the one fixing their clients. And then what they'll do is they'll bash you. They'll be envious and they'll say to the clients, well, I'm a doctor and I read all these research papers of triple blind placebo, blah, 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 blah. And, blah, and like, I'm just kind of rambling on. But I have an older podcast on how to handle those morons that bash soft tissue treatment. So I think that's all I got. I'm trying to keep these a little bit shorter because I know I can ramble on a little bit. But just to recap, as you make the change to the 20-minute sessions, less wear and tear in your body. You get to make more money. You get to have longevity in your career. You get to make a big difference in life. You get to challenge yourself and be excited to actually go to work and not be going through the motions. You keep people off pain pills, injections and surgeries, which only make things worse. And you get to deal with haters, which is always fun because they're really just scared because what you're doing is better. And when people are scared, they get envious. They bash you. They make fun of you. They say your shit doesn't work, even though it does work, because your clients are willing to come in and pay top dollar to get fixed. Those other places, they take insurance and that shit doesn't even actually work. So that's all I got. Little just reminders, go grab the free training. I think it's pretty awesome. We just redid it and really revamped the whole entire system so you get a really idea of what's going on. Go grab it. There's no obligations. I'm not going to spam you with a bunch of stuff. I just want you to get your perspective changed and your mind changed that you can deliver treatment in a different, more effective way. Start believing in yourself. This is one of the biggest things that I see all the time is just these limiting beliefs by massage therapists. They're like, well, I'm just a massage therapist. I didn't go to school as long as these chiropractors and physical therapists did, and I struggle. You shouldn't struggle because if you're really fucking good at what you do, you got to believe in yourself. Think about what I said above and start making some changes, because what do you expect to change if you're just going balls to the wall all the time? Your body's beat up. You're making a decent amount of money. It's not sustainable. And lastly, if you encounter a moron physical therapist, just tag me and I'll handle it. I love arguing with those people because they do the same shit all the time. Appreciate you guys listening to the podcast. Subscribe, give it a review, all that kind of stuff. And I will see you on the next one.